Good evening, everybody. All the people who have logged on to this call. It is Mahatma Gandhi Jayanti Day today. It is his birthday. And we are all so very fortunate to live in a country that is experiencing one of the biggest growth that the world is seeing in terms of a fast growing economy, in terms of a demographic dividend, and in terms of a new economy being brought to order because of the changes that are happening within our country. But all of this would not have been possible were it not for the wonderful Mahatma Gandhi. He is not only a national icon, he is an inspirational icon to everybody across the world. He was responsible for driving the freedom movement of our country, because of which we are all experiencing the freedom, the ability for us to be able to realize our own full potential, the ability of every one of us to be able to create and pursue the dreams that we choose, and our ability to be able to create the India of our dreams. And you, my dear students who have all logged on, teachers, participants, mentors, principals of various schools, and all the young people who have logged on to this particular call, a very good evening to every one of you from me. I am Ramanan, the Mission Director of Atal Innovation Mission. It is a national initiative to create and promote an ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of our country. It is under the auspices of the Niti Aayog, the National Institution for Transforming India, and it is an initiative of the Honorable Prime Minister himself to be able to create and instill in every one of us and empower every one of us, young students, all of you who have logged on to the call, and other budding innovators, to be able to live in a country where you are able to realize your full potential. A free country, a democratic country, the largest democracy in the world with 1.3 billion people. I do hope all of you who have logged on are hale and healthy in spite of the difficult COVID-19 circumstances, and that every one of you is following the safeguards that need to be practiced during these difficult times. Safeguards that have been advocated by the health authorities, by the local government, or by our own institution. I am also delighted that we are having two esteemed guests and very, very knowledgeable guests on a particular topic that is so fundamental and so crucial to our country. And they are Mr. Niraj Kumar Gayagi. He is an officer of Civil Services batch of 1987. Mr. Gayagi is an alumnus of JNU Delhi and Sanford School of Public Policy, Duke University, USA. In his career in Defense Accounts Department, he served as the administrator and the financial advisor in various wings of the Air Force, Navy, and Army, serving at different stations in India and abroad. He earned a United Nations Medal for the services rendered to MONUC by Indian Peacekeeping Force in the continent of Africa in the year 2006-2007. He also served in the Department of Science and Technology, DST, and the Ministry of Food Processing Industries as the Deputy Secretary and the Director of the Government of India. During his tenure at the DST, he managed policy matters pertaining to the Survey of India and the National Atlas and Thematic Map Organization. Mr. Gayagi has also contributed to implementing the innovation of science pursuits for Inspire Research, Inspire scheme of DST, and was in charge of infrastructure development schemes, namely the Mega Food Park and Cold Chain during his stint at the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Mr. Kumar is presently posted as a Joint Secretary in the Department of Justice, Ministry of Law and Justice, looking after access to justice and legal aid to the poor. He's also looking after citizens' duties, awareness programs being developed and implemented by all ministries and departments. I'm also delighted to welcome Ms. Dola Bannerjee, who is an international sportswoman and an Arjuna Awardee in Archery. We are really proud and we are very privileged to have her join us on this very important occasion. We are delighted to have you two on board in this addition to the ATL webinar series. I therefore welcome you on behalf of Atal Innovation Mission. As all of you young students who are out there and who have logged on, you all know that Atal Innovation Mission has launched thousands of tinkering labs across the country. in order to create and promote this culture of innovation and culture of problem solving in all the young students. And for this, we have been implementing many technologies in these tinkering labs, including 3D printers, robotics, IoT, miniaturized electronics, augmented virtual reality, and so on, so that you can, using the do-it-yourself kits, create solutions for problems that you see in and around the community, and you are able to become an innovator. We need to become a nation of innovators. We need to become a nation of job creators, not just job seekers. And all of you young students who are out there, upon you is the future of 1.3 billion people in our country. We have one of the most vibrant democracies of the world. We have been blessed with the fact that not only we have a demographic dividend, which is the envy of many a country, where we have the youthful energy of every one of you to be able to architect a new India of our dreams, but we also have technology which is changing the shape of the world, the way the world is experiencing you and the way that you are experiencing the world. So we are trying to bring all of this to create and promote a culture of innovation. But today's topic is slightly different. While we celebrate the possibility of innovation in order to be able to bring great relief as well as economic prosperity to the masses, it is very important for us to know that as a democratic country, every one of you has certain rights because of the freedom that is available to you, but you also have duties. There is a saying that goes that with great freedom comes great responsibility. And therefore, it is very important for every one of us to be aware of our duties as a citizen. We should be aware of our rights as a citizen, and we actually conducted one of the sessions in Atal Innovation Mission in the Tinker from Home series that we have been launching since the time the lockdown started. One of the sessions was to bring awareness of children's rights, student rights, and so on. But now, it is also important as you understand your rights and you claim your rights, because we are a free country, and that is a freedom that not many countries have. Even many of our neighboring countries don't have that sort of freedom that we all enjoy. So this is something which is unique, something which you are in possession of, in addition to all the other benefits of a growing economy and a demographic dividend and a fast growing technology landscape. You know, this is something that is to be treasured, and people admire this country for the freedom and the democracy that it has. But along with that comes a very important part, the knowledge of your duties, citizen duties and responsibilities as a citizen. And therefore, we launched a quiz on this along with the Ministry of Justice to just bring awareness and to know whether you know your duties as a citizen. I have to compliment you on this. I need to congratulate you. We have had an astounding reception and an astounding response to the quiz that was launched. We have more than 49,000 young students who have responded to this quiz. Now, that's an amazing number. And I am also very pleased with the fact that today we have more than 550 of you who have joined on this call. That shows your interest in the awareness of citizen rights and citizen duties. So before I go any further, I would like, let's play a short audio visual to learn a little more on this particular subject, the subject of citizen duties. So I request Ronak to play the video.
भारत के हर नागरिक का पहला मौलिक कर्तव्य यह है कि वो संविधान का पालन करे, राष्ट्रगान और राष्ट्रध्वज का सम्मान करे, राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन को प्रेरित करने वाले उच्च आदर्शों को अपने दिल में संजोए और उनका पालन करे, भारत की प्रभुता, एकता और अखंडता की रक्षा करे, देश की रक्षा करे और आह्वान किए जाने पर राष्ट्र की सेवा करे, सभी लोगों में समरसता और भाईचारा की भावना का निर्माण करें, अपनी सामाजिक संस्कृति की गौरवशाली परंपरा का महत्व समझें, अपने पर्यावरण जिसमें वन, नदी, झील, वन्य जीव जंतु वगैरह आते हैं, इन सभी की रक्षा करें, वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण और ज्ञान हासिल करने के साथ साथ सुधार की भावना का विकास करें, सार्वजनिक संपत्ति को सुरक्षित रखें। हम सभी को व्यक्तिगत और सामूहिक गतिविधियों के सभी क्षेत्रों में उत्कर्ष की ओर बढ़ते रहना है। शिक्षा हर बच्चे का अधिकार है और हर अभिभावक या माता पिता का मौलिक कर्तव्य है कि अपने 6 से 14 साल तक के बच्चे को प्राथमिक शिक्षा अवश्य दिलाएं।
हर वक्त ये कुछ कर दिखा, तू देश का गौरव बढ़ा, अधिकार है तुझको जिम्मेदारी सर उठा, कर्तव्य निभाना है, तुझे कर्तव्य निभाना है, जुनून बस यही दिखाना है, कर्तव्य निभाना है, तुझे कर्तव्य निभाना है। दीपक ये जलना है, ज्ञान से विज्ञान से बस आगे बढ़ना है, देश में हो एकता, अखंड हो भारत धरा, आकाश में ऊंचा अपना झंडा फहराना है, कर्तव्य निभाना है, तुझे कर्तव्य निभाना है, जुनून बस यही दिखाना है, कर्तव्य निभाना है, तुझे कर्तव्य निभाना है, कर्तव्य निभाना है, तुझे कर्तव्य निभाना है।
That's wonderful. What an inspirational video this is. And I'm sure every one of you who has seen this particular clip would not would have been inspired, and it would have left you with a sense of a tremendous sense of responsibility, because this video evokes in you everything that we need as a country, as a nation, and you as an individual need to be able to fulfill. Unity in diversity, it brings out that aspect, the ability of science, technology, and innovation to be able to contribute to the growth of the country, the need for us to empathize with everybody and to empathize with fellow citizens, because it is only there that we find solutions to problems that are afflicting this country. While we have many good things going for our country, we also are a very large, diverse country with 1.4 billion people. We have more than 10,500 engineering, 39,000 colleges, and 1.4 million schools in our country. We have more than 150 million young students entering into the workplace over the next 5 to 10 years. And it is very important for every one of these young students, everyone like you who have logged onto the call, to understand the importance of all these elements of unity, of goodwill, of being able to bring benefit to the remotest parts of our country, whether it is the hilly districts, the coastal districts, the tribal districts of our country, and to be able to uniformly provide access to healthcare, education, affordable housing, clean drinking water, sanitation. These are all very important, and everyone has a certain role and responsibility to play. So without taking any more time, let me go to the expert, the person who is involved in this, who is immersed in this day and night, Dr. Kumar, Niraj Kumar. Can you tell us a little bit about what a citizen's duty is all about, your own views on the fundamental duties that we have? We enjoy the fundamental rights, but what does it mean in terms of the fundamental duties? And especially, we are talking to the young students here. So, your view, your experience, your thoughts on this would be very, very valuable.
Sri Ramanan, Mission Director, Archery Innovation Mission, Arjuna, Awardee, Dola, Bannerjee, children, ladies and gentlemen, and all the participants who have joined today for this thing. First, on behalf of Secretary Department of Justice, let me compliment Atal Innovation Mission of Niti Aayog for organizing this webinar on citizen duties. Organizing this particular webinar on the 151st birth anniversary of Gandhiji signifies two things. The first and foremost, that Mahatma Gandhi is one of the champion of citizen duty. He was one of the visionary one of the few visionary who said and reiterated many a times that in order to make a nation, in the nation building, in the citizen, duties are extremely important. So 2nd October can be the best time to remember him and reiterate its value. And it is just a matter of coincidence. The Department of Justice is running this year-long program on citizen duty awareness program. I begin with one quote of Mahatma Gandhi on this occasion, which is related to the duties. And his word needs no explanation, and it will help you in understanding the meaning of duties, what according to him was that. And mind you, he said this at that point of time when fundamental duties in the present form of Indian Constitution has not find place even. So I quote, as a matter of fact, the proper question is not what the right of a citizen are, but rather what constitute the duties of a citizen. Fundamental rights can only be those rights the exercise of which is not only in the interest of citizen, but that of the whole world. Today, everyone wants to know what his rights are. But if a man learns to discharge his duties right from childhood and studies the sacred book of his faith, he automatically exercises his rights too. I learned my duties on my mother's lap. She was an unlettered village woman. She knew my dharma. Thus, if from my childhood we learn what our dharma is and try to follow it, our right look after themselves. The beauty of it is what the very performance of a duty secure us our right. Unquote. This is what his view was. And this underlined and underscored the fact that the citizen duties, what we are discussing today, is not completely dependent upon that whether it is in the part of constitution or not. It has been part of our culture. The very culture is a very part of our upbringing. We teach our children from day one how to behave, how to conduct themselves, first to become a good human being. Once you are a good human being, automatically you become a good citizen also. That is the value of our citizen duties, which we promote. If you talk about fundamental duties as a subject, as this particular thing was introduced in Constitution through Article 51A, Part 4A, which was introduced by virtue of 42nd Amendment in 1976. In 1976, a total of 10 was 10 fundamental duties were incorporated in Indian Constitution. The 11th one was added subsequently. The point is that right and duties are two pillars of a civilized society, and right flows from duties well performed. If everyone performed his duties, everyone right would automatically be protected. So this is the onus is on us that we know our right, we are aware of it, but at the same time we perform our duties also. And we at the Department of Justice are trying to promote these values with the help of all the ministry and department, which I will be explaining to you subsequently that how this program was organized and how we have reached to it. So having this particular webinar on 2nd of October and on the 151st birth anniversary of Gandhiji makes it extremely relevant. And I once again thankful to Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Ayog and MyGov for putting this together. Uh, there is a backdrop event to this webinar, that is the quiz, which was organized for 3 days. As Ramanan sir has already told you, there was a very good participation of that. So I'm very happy that so many persons and so many students found it appropriate that is very encouraging for us, that people have taken part in it, and we are looking forward for the winner. Whosoever winner they are, for me, every participant is a winner. Everyone who has logged into this program per se is a winner to me. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Niraj. That was very, very appropriate and very nice. You brought out several points during this initial introductory spiel of yours. Most importantly, you brought out the fact that Gandhiji had conceived right from the beginning, and you read out from his own writing the fundamental importance of duties, and it goes along with the rights that every person has. And if you look at what makes truly a country great is when we cherish the ideals of people like Mahatma Gandhi and all the other freedom fighters that who have laid down their lives. Many of them have laid down their lives for the cause of the nation, and we are enjoying the benefits of it. It is very important for us to be able to defend our country in some form of the other. It's not necessary that you have to be fighters out there, but by discharging our duties responsibly and making sure that we adhere, to the laws of the land and be able to work within that framework, within the constitution, to be able to promote individual excellence as well as national excellence. That is very important. And by that, you're doing and rendering great national service. It is also important for us to promote brotherhood and respect diversity, women, bring economic equality. Digital, technology is enabling that reach across for many women who are in the remote part of the country and who are now having a voice because of the digital medium to be able to express themselves as well as to be able to contribute to the economy and many, many other things. Neeraj ji, I want to understand, you are running an awareness program on citizens' duties, and that has been running for quite some time. What are some of the initiatives that you have taken in this regard? And also, can you tell what active role children can play in this movement as agents of change? Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see. And how can young children participate in this movement and the initiatives that you have launched to build greater awareness of everyone of us as citizens and the duties that we have to perform?
I can understand. I can very easily distinguish. I will, for the convenience of understanding and for the audience, I will divide your question into two parts. That what first CDAP is, that is Citizen Duties Awareness Program is, and what is the role of children. That why we are focusing on children. CDAP, which stands for Citizen Duty Awareness Program, was initiated on 26th of November 2019. As you may be aware that 26th November is celebrated as Samvidhan Divas. 26th November is the date on 26th November 1949. Constitution Assembly adopted the Constitution. That is why it was decided by Honorable Prime Minister to celebrate 26th November as a Samvidhan Divas. So on that day, this program was started. And I'm very happy to share with you some of the data. We had a massive program of reading preamble of Constitution on that very day. There was a massive response to that. And a total of 12 crores people, including students, functionaries in government offices, public sector undertaking, urban and local bodies, NGOs, judiciary, forces, and even our mission in abroad. There were more than 12 crore people who were engaged in reading preamble to the Constitution. And every remote part of that, it was organized even of ship of the Navy. At the Siachen Glacier, Jawan read this thing. So this was a kind of movement which started, and we set the voting on 26th of November. Reading mass preamble, even in the parliament, also this was organized, and everybody was engaged in this activity. Initially, it was thought that it will be on 26th of November, but by seeing the response of it, it was decided that let us run this program for year long. So this program initiated as a Samvidhan Divas कार्यक्रम, and gradually it transformed to a year-long कार्यक्रम. So the whole year, this citizen duty awareness program is running, and it is going to run till 26th of November 2020. As it had been listed, there are 11 constitutional duties, and call for nation duties was in full display during pandemic created by this COVID-19, where everybody, in whatever way they could, especially we even coined a new term which are called Corona warriors. What they did was actually the fundamental duties which we are doing. All the supply chain management team, all the policemen who maintain the law and order. India had the toughest kind of lockdown we could think of. And the kind of successfully it was executed and everybody took part. Whether it's a question of wearing mask and wearing it is maintaining the social distance and all other things, thought that this program will suffer a setback because all the institutions, particularly school and colleges, will close. But in spite of that, it is so heartwarming to see that there are many participation. People organize that thing at their home and share their videos with us. MyGov particularly ran a number of outcome of signing a certificate. There's a many signatories to that it's my duty. There are a number of videos, there are a number of photographs. We have a huge compilation of material which we have received from every department and ministry. Very soon we will be presenting it to all of you in a form of website. We have assembled and we are sorting that out. So this CDAP program has been run very successfully. Most of the ministry and department, even in the panchayat level, the self-help group of women, I can go on and on. The kind of data which we have in this regard is mammoth. The total number of paragraphs of that. This program has huge acceptance in spite of the setback which we received due to the pandemic. Coming to the second part of your question, what role a children has to play in the whole thing. At this occasion, I would like to quote the poem of William Wordsworth, "My heart leaps when I behold a rainbow in the sky." And he says that the child is the father of man. You see, the child is a bud that embodies thousands of possibilities of a future man. And the quality of the bud decides that how a flower is going to be. So this is how I see the importance of children in the whole process. If we are able to inculcate the very values and culture which duties think of, that is the time, that is the contribution which we can make in whatever we can. Government has a very limited role in running a program. The best school a child has is his own home. And the best kind of teacher a child has is his own parents. So the teacher, the principal, the parent, the institution, and children themselves play an extremely important play. And this whole nation is banking on them. We have our hope attached with them, and it is always the children which makes, because they are going to replace generation after generation. If we are able to transform the thought process of our children by giving them correct direction and upbringing, they are going to have of change which we envisage and see. Gandhiji was able to give his own case when he says that my value thing started from my mother's lap. Nobody had thought the meaning of it. The actual meaning of it is clear now. And that is the beauty of Gandhiji teaching also. The more you read, the more you understand. It is like a prayer. Every time you recite it, and every time it becomes very close to your heart. That is the effort which we are, as a department and as a government, we are doing. Honorable Prime Minister has reiterated, has realized this thing, and I recall in his Man Ki Baat कार्यक्रम and Pariksha Pe Charcha, he has reiterated this thing, the importance of children and imbibing them the culture of duties and understanding. And when this webinar thing was conceived, then I thought that this can be the best forum to entice this kind of youth and culture in the children, because you have so many children attached to you. We thought this is the right opportunity, and that is why we said that we should take part in it, and we try to bring them on board in the best manner we can. So.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you, Niraj, for that elaboration on both the CDAP program, and it is amazing how it has been embraced across the country by schools, by the government, by ordinary citizens, by universities, colleges, by the industry, by various ministries, and so on. And in spite of the COVID-19 crisis, it has gone on from strength to strength in terms of acceptance and being implemented across the country. And secondly, you also brought out the very important part that children have a role to play. The future of our country is dependent upon the young children who are out there. And we are one of the youngest countries of the world. And therefore, the youth of our country is going to shape our country. And therefore, the quality of the values that our children imbibe right from the beginning, from their schools, from their parents, from their teachers, from their principals, that's going to determine the way they will conduct themselves in the future. And I'm sure with this emphasis on CDAP, to be able to educate on what citizens' responsibilities and duties are, so that children get a chance to rise to their full potential, to be able to realize their full potential in them, and at the same time ensure that they practice integrity, ethics, and values that Gandhiji espoused. You cannot have growth, personal growth, without social growth. You cannot just thinking about yourself, as the great Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see. So if you want to see something which is prosperous, which is good, which is benefiting the welfare of others, you want to live in a good house, you have to make sure that your surroundings are also good, and you have to play a role, whether it is in sanitation, waste management, and so on and so forth. And he lived the life. He lived through examples. Now, all of you young children, you are living in an India where whatever be your dream, whatever be the area of your pursuit, whether it is in studies, whether it is in engineering, whether it is in technology, whether it is in art, whether it is in writing, or whether it is in sports, you have the opportunity to pursue your dream and rise to the highest level. And that is what you should do. Every one of you should aspire and dream big, as Abdul Kalam said, and you'll achieve great things. So you have a right to dream, but dreams cannot just be fulfilled without action and taking action. And today you have no better person to inspire you for taking action on your dreams than Ms. Dola Bannerjee. Ms. Dola, you have such an inspiring story. You have been a role model for many of our viewers and listeners. You have had a fantastic journey starting from, I think, the age of 9 when you got introduced into archery. I mean, that's a very young age. And you took up a sport. We have always read in our mythology, Ramayana, Mahabharata, the greatest archer in the world was Lord Rama. And of course, you have taken up a sport, being a lady, and not allowing the fact that being a girl or being a woman is in any way limiting you in pursuing your dream. So we'd like to hear from you, Ms. Dola, your own journey of excellence. And I'm sure this journey is going to inspire so many young people who are out there listening and eagerly waiting to know your own story. So please share a little bit about your own story and your journey.
Good evening, everyone. Hope all are safe. Well, I had a wonderful journey as a sportswoman, though during my childhood days, I had never thought that I would be a sportswoman. I took keen interest in the music as my maternal side had a big background in music. Joining sports was incidental and it just happened. We had a sports ground very near our home known as Baranagar Archery Club at Kolkata, where players practice archery. My father, who always took keen interest in sports, took me one day there as he wanted me to take up some sports in my off time.
Ms.
I
Dola,
was 9 years old.
just 1 second. Can you turn on your video, please, so that people can see you?
Yeah, it's already on, sir.
Sir, it's on, sir, it's on.
It's on, sir.
Well, I'm not able to see it, but I think if others are able to see it, it is fine. I'm not able to see your video.
It's okay.
Yes, it's fine, it's fine. You can continue, ma'am.
Okay. I was 9 years old. Then I used to manage school and archery together. I never was serious in these sports till one day I won a sub-junior medal in state level. From then onwards, it developed a passion which led to representing in state, in national, and then in country in junior and senior level. Managing school and archery together became a problem in the initial days as the school was not ready to release me for a practice or tournament. Slowly, once the medals started coming in, and it became more of a national and international player, the school started helping me. All my teachers came forward to help me during this period. I became, I have been a third time, three times sub junior, and fourth time junior, and five times senior national champion. I became a first individual international medalist from India after winning the gold medal in European Grand Prix at Turkey in 2005. I was a member of the first women's archery team which qualified for the Athens Olympic in 2004. I am also the first woman in win an individual gold medal at World Cup held at Doha, and the same year I won gold medal in World Cup final. I also won gold medal in 2010 Commonwealth Games in individual in team event and bronze in individual event and also bronze medal in Asian Games at Guangzhou in 2010. I was honored by the Indian government when I was awarded the Arjuna Award in 2005, and I was also awarded Khel Ratna by the government of West Bengal in 2013 and Khel Samman in this year. Sports develop a sense of friendliness among the children and develop their team spirit. It helps children to develop mental and physical toughness. Sports shape their body and make it strong and active. Children should actively participate in sports to avoid being tired and lethargy.
Excellent, excellent. What an inspirational story, Ms. Bannerjee. You are a role model not just to all the girl children and the girl students who are there, but you are a role model to everyone, to me, and to all the boy students who are out there. Because your story is a story of not allowing anything to come in the way of fulfillment of your dream. Your story is a story of aspiration, of never giving up, of being able to continuously raise the bar, constantly striving for excellence. The great Aristotle said excellence cannot just be an act, it has to become a habit. And you have shown through your own personal life how excellence, the striving for excellence and continuous betterment, raising the bar yourself. Every time you won a competition, you strive for becoming better. And as a result of which, you have won so many World Cup, you have won the World Cup, you have won so many other awards. It is such a great encouragement. I want to ask you one more question, Ms. Banerjee. We have a lot of girl children in India. 48% of our population is women and girl children. We only have 13% entrepreneurship of women in India. I mean, they become entrepreneurs, and I'm sure we have very less percentage of women as sportswomen in our country. What advice would you have to every girl child out there? Not necessarily that they have to become sports women, not necessarily that they have to just take up archery, but is it a very important fact that every girl child should aspire to live out her dream and achieve excellence? And what do you feel about that? And what is the message you have? Because in the fulfillment of that, you also discharge your responsibility and your duty as a citizen, that you are able to achieve your full potential in a country and thereby bring glory not only to yourself but to the country also. So I'd like your words on that and your message to the children.
Traditionally, Indians have had a tendency to achieving excellence in all spheres of life. India has been the land of many firsts. The decimal system was invented in India. Aryabhat invented zero. More recently, we have iconic achiever, great Indians in different fields. In sports, we have Sachin Tendulkar, Mary Kom. In literature, we have R.K. Lakshman. In science, we have APJ Abdul Kalamji. In performing art, we have Lata Mangeshkar, Bismillah Khan Saab. In social work, we have Mother Teresa. In armed force, we have Arjun Singh, Sam Manekshaw, just to name a few. In this context, it is apt to say that excellence in India and India is excellence. Our world-renowned space programs such as the Mars mission or Mangalyaan are the testimony to this. The Government of India has also undertaken path-breaking innovations such as Aadhaar Card, BHIM UPI Digital Payment Gateway, to name a few. If we want that our nation constantly rises to higher level, we have to collectively endeavor to strive toward excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the country rises to higher level of achievement. Hence, it is the basic duty of every citizen to do the work that is given to him or her with excellence. And this has to begin at the school level and from an early stage in our lives. Children of our country's future and they alone can lead it to greatness. Mahatma Gandhi famously said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." We can together build a new India on the basis of excellence. In strongly urge children to have a goal or aim in life to constantly work toward it, despite my obstacle hardship that they face in achieving that goal. They should focus on persevering and to win against all odds. To take my own example, I have persevered for so many years before I achieved victory. Even when things seem tough, continue to hold your ground and step up your hard work. If you have an invincible fire within ourselves and step up your hard work, if you obstacle, remember every obstacle comes with an opportunity. Winning is just a state of mind. The key to victory, the key to victory is only through persistence. So let us develop an invisible spirit which will lead the country towards the highest possible level of excellence.
Wonderful, wonderful. What an inspirational message to all the children. Indeed, Ms. Banerjee, You not only have talked about it, you have lived it, and therefore coming out from your lips, these are very, very important words of inspiration for every heart to beat against and to be inspired with. And indeed, as you rightly said, we have countless examples of great innovators, great thinkers, great achievers in India in every sphere, whether it is the woman or the man. We have had great politicians. We have had great sports people like yourself. We have had Kalpana Chawla the first woman to go in space from India. We have Tessie Thomas, the missile scientist. We have Abdul Kalam, who was the previous missile scientist. So we have wonderful, and this it brings back to my mind the words of Swami Vivekananda, who said, even if you have a belief in thousand gods and goddesses, but do not have belief in yourself, you're doomed. And we all should have belief in ourselves. You have been an epitome of having belief in yourself. And therefore, when you have that belief and then you follow it up with discipline, a sense of discipline that you have had, because you have to constantly, as you rightly said, Sachin Tendulkar did not become a great batsman just overnight. Every day in the morning, he goes out, he practices until he becomes perfect. And he did that until the end of his career, cricketing career. Even on the last day, he was going and batting out in the nets for 4 to 5 hours. That's the sort of discipline you need. And I'm sure the same sense of discipline that you had enabled you to achieve excellence in whatever you did. But I just want to share a little bit, coming back from Atal Innovation Mission point. If you look at the fundamental duties, can you put up that slide, the first slide, Ronak, the top slide or the cover slide? Yeah. If you look at this fundamental duties, if you look at the left-hand side or of the slide, all of these, from safeguarding public property and abjuring violence, developing a scientific temper and humanism, providing educational opportunities. Providing educational opportunities to every child, protecting the environment and living beings, and striving for excellence. All of these have fundamentally in them the need for us to be able to realize the full potential of our child in the science and technology and innovation area. And that is why the Atal Tinkering Labs are a very important step to be able to rouse that scientific temperament in a child, to be able to apply science and technology and innovation to every sphere. Even if you are looking at sports, you use innovation, you use technology today, which can help you in the sports. If you want to be a great painter, you want to be a great artist, you want to be a great writer, you have access to digital technology, which is enabling you to be able to connect and review and read and study and become a great writer. You want to become a great artist, you have technology today with which you are able to paint and you are able to create works of art. If you want to become an engineer, you have technology like 3D printing and robotics and IoT, which will help you in realizing your potential. So no matter what area you take, if you want to become innovative and you want to become excellent, there is an opportunity to leverage science, technology, innovation along with the arts and the area of your pursuit. And that is why I'm very proud that all of you are part of the Atal Tinkering Labs, and students beyond are taking an active interest in being able to realize your full potential as a child and become innovators of the future. Now, Niraj ji, before I go on to announcing the winners, I want you to give one final message to all the youngsters out there, the need and the importance of understanding and internalizing citizens' duties in whatever they are going to achieve, and because they have their life in front of them. So, that final message that you would like to have for all the children.
Yes, you see, I have nothing new to say. Indian preamble declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and assuring its citizens of justice, equality, and liberty, and endeavor to promote fraternity in them. These words look extremely full of very heavy loaded work. But what Dola just said to us, we must have a never say die approach. There is never say die, and you should try your level best. We are a country in the making, and we have our own set of limitations. There is no need to get disheartened by that. There are ample opportunities which is being created every other days. I will just give you one example of one very famous sports person, because we have a sports person on board. Most of us have must have heard his name. His name is Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt was the 100-meter champion for 3 consecutive Olympics. 3 consecutive Olympic means that he was in that top shape for 4 into 3, 12 years. Everybody saw him running for less than 10 seconds at every occasion, but nobody saw him doing that thousand of kilometer of practice which he was doing behind the scene. Nobody give cognizance to that. Everybody knows the first, second, and at the most third. Nobody knows who comes fourth. And mind you, the difference between the first, second, and third is the fraction of second difference. This is what life is all about, and this is what opportunity is, and this is what labor is. This is how you have to make work hard, work hard, work hard till you achieve it. That is the value system you must have. Every other thing will come into aid, because unless you realize that you are important, nobody else is going to come for your own rescue. And you are important. Every children, every person is important, and every person has got potential. You have to only look within you and rediscover yourself, and everything is possible.
Okay, great, wonderful. I think every child has a potential. What a wonderful way to end it, Niraj ji, with your comment. And we have to just, as the great Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and stop not till your goals are reached. So, whatever be
Yes.
your goals, arise and awake to the potential within you and realize that potential and stop not till your goals are reached. I think there is a video that Ronak would like to play. Rona, can you play that? And then we go on to the wonderful moment that you've been waiting for, and that is to announce the winners of the of the quiz.
साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी और इनोवेशन को जनता से जोड़कर उन्हें समाज की आकांक्षाओं और जरूरत के अनुरूप बनाना होगा।
जहां एक ओर भारत तकनीक के क्षेत्र में मजबूती से कदम बढ़ाने लगा है, वहीं अंतरिक्ष में अपना परचम लहराने लगा है। विकास की इस लहर को कायम रखने के लिए ये जरूरी है कि हम लोगों में ज्ञान की अलख जगाएं, ताकि विज्ञान बस किताबों तक सिमट कर न रह जाए, बल्कि जन जन के जीवन का हिस्सा बने। वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण और ज्ञानार्जन की भावना का विकास करें। आइए नई सोच और नई खोज को बढ़ावा दें और अंधविश्वास को मिटाएं। साथ आएं, कर्तव्य निभाएं।
स्किल, स्केल एंड स्पीड। बहुत बड़े स्केल पर सोचने की आदत देश में खड़ी करनी होगी और उसको पूरा करने की आदत बनानी है।
दिनों दिन प्रगति की नई गति पाकर भारत उन्नति की बुलंदियां छू रहा है। समाज के हर वर्ग, हर क्षेत्र का व्यक्ति अगर अपने पूरे दमखम, लगन से देश के विकास में अपना योगदान दे, तो भारत उत्कृष्टता और उन्नति की नई बुलंदियां छू सकता है। पर जरूरत है अपने हुनर को पहचानने की और उसे भारत के विकास में लगाने की। व्यक्तिगत एवं सामूहिक गतिविधियों के सभी क्षेत्रों में उत्कर्ष की ओर बढ़ने का सतत प्रयास करें। 125 करोड़ भारतीय कंधे से कंधा और कदम से कदम मिलाकर आगे बढ़ते जाएं। साथ आएं, कर्तव्य निभाएं।
किसी भी शिशु को आने से पहले हम सोचें कि जो शिशु मेरे घर में आएगा, क्या उसकी आवश्यकताओं की पूर्ति के लिए मैंने अपने आप को तैयार कर लिया है। हम अस्वस्थ समाज नहीं सोच सकते, हम अशिक्षित समाज नहीं सोच सकते। सपनों को पूरा करने का सामर्थ्य व्यक्ति से शुरू होता है, परिवार से शुरू होता है।
बच्चों की शिक्षा को हमारे संविधान में इतना महत्वपूर्ण माना गया है कि इसका उल्लेख मौलिक अधिकारों, मार्गदर्शी सिद्धांतों तथा मौलिक कर्तव्यों सभी में किया गया है। 86वें संशोधन द्वारा 6 से 14 वर्ष के बच्चों की शिक्षा को मौलिक अधिकार बनाया गया है और कहा गया है कि बच्चों को मुफ्त एवं अनिवार्य शिक्षा दिलाना राज्य का कर्तव्य होगा। सर्व शिक्षा के उद्देश्य के प्रति हम नागरिकों की भी जिम्मेदारी है। अभिभावकों और संरक्षकों का ये मौलिक कर्तव्य है कि वे अपने 6 से 14 साल के बच्चों को शिक्षा के अवसर उपलब्ध कराएं। स्वस्थ तरीके से आगे बढ़ने के अवसर से हर बच्चे के रचनात्मक वर्ष सिर्फ शिक्षा प्राप्त करने में लगेंगे और हम उनके बचपन और युवावस्था को शोषण मुक्त रख पाएंगे। बाल अधिकारों के लिए गठित आयोग इस संबंध में बनाए गए कानून प्रभावी तरीके से लागू हों, इस बात की निगरानी करते हैं। इन तमाम कानूनों का मकसद है ये सुनिश्चित करना कि हर बचपन हो ज्ञान और खुशियों से भरा। आइए हम सब अपने मौलिक कर्तव्यों का पालन करें, राष्ट्र निर्माण का मजबूत आधार बने। साथ आएं, कर्तव्य निभाएं।
Excellent. And we saw a really good video which highlights and summarizes everything that we talked about. So finally, here comes the moment that you've all been waiting for, my dear students. So without further ado, let us look at the winners. We had 49,000 participants. There were 367 participants who got all the answers right. But since we had declared that we would have 15 winners, we considered the quickest entry submitted and a 50-50% gender representation from states and UTs across the country. So now let us look at the winners list. Before you put the winners list, I want to congratulate every one of you who have participated. Every one of you is a winner. Once you have started participating in this and understanding your roles and responsibilities, you are now on an irreversible journey of excellence and the fulfillment of a citizen worthy of a vibrant democracy and one of the largest democracies of the world. So with that, Dola, can you put up the results, please? Great. So a big hand to all the winners from each state: Uttar Pradesh, Ms. Payal, Mr. Sukam Sharma from Delhi, Ms. Tanya Pashrisha from Haryana, Ms. V. Roshni from Telangana, Mr. Ayush Kumar Jha from Jharkhand, Ms. Sandhya Datta from Assam, Ms. Arna Vinod from Rajasthan, Ms. Rajdeepa Sutradhar from Tripura, Mr. Ravinder Shekhawat from Himachal Pradesh, Mr. Sushant Singh from Punjab, Mr. Vivian Mirchandani from Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Vivek Raj from Bihar, from Mr. Prashant Kachru Jadhav from Maharashtra, Mr. Anish Sharma from Jammu and Kashmir, Ms. Anusha A.S. from Kerala. You have the next slide. These are the 15, Ronak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So a big hand of congratulations, a warm hand of congratulations to the above winners. But we'll also be recognizing all the 367 participants who got their answers right. We'll be sending them some certificate of acknowledgement and recognition. And of course, all the others, we look forward to you continuing on your awareness journey through the CDAP modules as well as through the talk that we have had. And we wish every one of you to become one of the most outstanding citizens of our country and a citizen of the world. Thank you so much for joining today. Good evening to everybody and a very happy weekend. and happy Gandhi Jayanti Day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.